we can still win. But the only way we go home is together.
Tessa Smith with Screen Rant. Thank you so much, Harold, for taking the time today.
Hey, Tessa, how are you?
Oh, I'm so good. How are you?
I'm really, really good. Excited to be here.
Oh, my God. I love this show so much.
Green Rants, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, my God. It's so good. And then this season, it feels to me like these creatures are like upping their game, right? They really like to mess with you in particular. But can you kind of talk about that?
Yeah, I've been telling people it feels like Boyd keeps going like, I'm gonna get this done, you're not gonna break me, and he's like, and then they just kick him in the private. It's like, wow, it's like, oh, you guys suck, this town sucks, I hate you to hell. I think that they just keep messing with him. It's really, really bad, and I think he's doing the best that he can with living in the meanest place around.
I know. I feel bad for him. I feel like every time he has a leg up,
right,
something happens.
Exactly. Like he gets a little, what you think is a victory, and it's not only is it not a victory, it's maybe the biggest loss yet, because like the next thing that happens is just gigantic. It's like, it can't be right.
Oh my gosh. I do. I love it though. And I love watching Boyd because I'm like, I feel like I could relate to him. There's a moment in episode 5, which we just got, where there's a newcomer and he kind of gets mad at her. I don't want to give too much away. Right. You know, he kind of snaps on her a little bit, and then you can tell he like feels bad about it. And I was like, Boy, don't feel bad about that. I don't blame you. Like, I'd be annoyed too.
Exactly. Right.
You're at the end of your rope here, you know?
It really is. And then that person just makes it just like, you gotta get out of here. We don't have time.
Right. Like, you realize what I'm dealing with here? I don't need this too. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's really cool.
So I love how it's kind of evolved. Like, you're working with the colony more. Remember, like at the beginning, it was very separate.
Right. Yeah.
So can you kind of talk about that and how you guys have kind of, I feel like you have to work together at this point.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like everything that happened in the very first couple of episodes has just exploded away. And do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, we had 2 different things. You pick a rock or a flower and like all these things, and it's just all gone. Like once that family showed up, everything went out the window. And it's been, I remember like we erased 111 days or something of like peace, and we've had 0 days of peace since then. And so, yeah, like now they have to they got to figure this thing out together. And what's really fun and compelling about it is it's still like people still have all these different points of view about how to get this done, which is the thing that keeps clashing, which makes them like, just sort of like fumbling around literally in the dark. Like, how do we get out of here? How do we make this thing work? And we can't do it by ourselves, and we got to try to figure out together. But then you keep doing that and you keep doing the other thing. It's so frustrating.
No.
And I think that's why people dig it.
Yeah, no, it's so fun. And I do love that Boyd's getting a relationship with his son back. It feels like,
right.
We're starting to explore that. Can you talk about exploring that this season?
Really nice to explore it for what you've seen. Really good.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Exactly. You see what I mean?
Poor Boyd. Why?
As soon as you think like, oh, that's so no, really.
I feel so bad for Boyd. I really do.
So that's how they go. So it was really nice, while it lasted.
Oh gosh, great. Like, no wonder they only gave us 5 episodes. They're like,
you're welcome,
hold on.
Tessa. You're welcome.
Thanks. I have so much to look forward to. I can't wait. But one of the things I love about this show so much is it's definitely more like, I would say more thriller than horror.
Yes.
Even though the creatures are absolutely terrifying.
Yes.
Will you talk about what you think makes them so terrifying?
I think that the thing that's underlying, and that we may have only mentioned it once, is that they don't run, they don't chase you because they don't have to.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to lose. Like that's the underlying rule. That's what it feels like. And so you would think, because people keep saying like, why don't they kill Boyd? Like, he's clearly dangerous. It's like, because they don't have to. Like, for what? Like, it's way more fun to keep watching him squirm and like, watch this. Watch, he thinks he's going to get out of this. Watch. Bang! In the privates.
They really mess with it. I mean, it's like, I want to say it's episode, I think it might even be episode 1. I watched them all back to back. When something happens in front of him, I will just say, yeah. Right. And I'm like, they just did it for funsies.
Yeah, that's it. For total fun. Like, for nothing else. And it's like, just kill the dude. Just kill it. That's nice. Just kill the dude. And they're like, nah. We don't have to.
I know.
It's mean.
It's mean. And then it's scary because they can trick you. They're so manipulative.
Right.
Especially when new people arrive. It's hard to tell them these aren't real people.
Right. You know? Right. And then you're learning more about them, that they can trick you, they can organize, like all this other stuff that you didn't know before. And it's like, yeah, this place sucks.
Well, what would you, Harold, if you were in a town like this, you think you would take on a leadership role like Boyd has, or what would you do?
I think I would. I think I'm such an independent thinker, but like I would if I had to. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you meet people and they just have to be the leader, and you're like, okay, you go ahead. I'm never that guy. But I always, I feel like I lead by example. So I feel like I would be like Boyd, always searching, always trying to find the way, always like, how do I make the next move? What's the next step? How do I get out of here? Not just for me. How do I take my family out of here? So I think I would do that. If I was the leader and I had to be, I'd do it. But if I wasn't, I wouldn't be worried about it.
I love it. I know. I honestly have no idea what I would do in a situation like that. Like,
Are you a leader like that, Tessa? Are you like one of those, like, take charge?
I usually am. But I don't know with like these creatures, like I'm also a scaredy cat, so I'm not sure where I would fall. You know what I mean? I'd be like, I can lead from this corner of the house that I'm back in.
I'll lead like this.
With talismans all around me. I'm not even just one. I'm just going to have all of them protecting me. Because they're really scary. I mean, the first time I saw, like when they changed the face, you're like, oh.
That's what you.
Okay, it's insane.
It's wild. Wild.
Man, it must be so much fun on set for you guys, though.
I mean, we have a good time because you kind of have to. Those guys, when the creatures, I just feel bad for them. Like, we just try to make jokes all day because those prosthetics and costumes, that it just looks uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I imagine it is like they have to be led around because they have like one little part of the thing that they can see through, and it's dark, and we did it in the winter this year and it's freezing, so the shivering is okay. You take 4 steps and then you go
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be.
We try to have as much fun as we can because otherwise it would just be really, really miserable. Yeah. The night stuff that you see in episode 1, you have no idea how cold. Like, I'm from New York. This is crazy how cold it was. It's crazy. And like every time we have to take off our jacket and start shooting, it's just like, this is a joke, right?
You're like, didn't they find a jacket they could be wearing? Like, just come on, give me a jacket.
Exactly. Like, wait, he runs out into the night? The night?
Like, what is he thinking? Oh, man. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. I love this show so much. I want many, many, many more seasons.
Thank you, Tessa. I really appreciate it.
Hopefully Boyd catches a break.
I hope so. I hope so. I'm not really I'm not really hoping. I don't think so.
Oh, poor guy. Thank you so much.
All right, Tessa. Talk to you later.
Thanks.
It was an ambush.
How many did you save?
Just like a dream.
You did the only thing you could do. And you lost.